Look, if you've ever checked your bank account and thought, how am I still at zero? Or worse, this is for you. Like, you get paid, you try to be responsible, maybe you even tell yourself, okay, this month I'm finally going to save. And then somehow, rent hits, groceries hit, a random expense shows up out of nowhere, and boom, back to $0 again. And what's even more frustrating, you see people online talking about investing, portfolios, passive income, while you're just trying to figure out how to get your first $1,000, let alone $50,000. Here's the thing. Getting from $0 to $50,000 is actually one of the hardest phases of building wealth. Not because it's complicated, but because almost nobody teaches it the right way. My name is Parker, and I spend way too much time thinking about how people build wealth from absolutely nothing. If you're someone who feels stuck living paycheck to paycheck, struggling to save, or unsure how to even start building real money, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Because in this video, I'm going to walk you through a step-by-step blueprint to go from $0 to $50,000. The exact way that actually works in real life. Not theory, not fluff, real numbers, real psychology, real strategy. Here's what most people don't realize. The biggest mistake people make isn't that they don't invest early. It's that they try to invest before they're ready. Look, you've probably heard this before. Just invest in the stock market. Put your money in index funds. Let compound interest do the work. And yes, that's all true, but here's the problem. If you're starting from $0, those strategies don't solve your actual problem because you don't have a money growth problem yet. You have a money retention problem. According to multiple financial studies, nearly 60% of Americans can't cover a $1,000 emergency without going into debt. So telling someone in that position to just invest is like telling someone who's drowning to learn how to swim faster. It misses the point. So instead of thinking of this as one big goal, you need to break it into 4 phases. Phase 1, $0 to $1,000. Phase 2, $1,000 to $10,000. Phase 3, $10,000 to $25,000. Phase 4, $25,000 to $50,000. Each phase requires a completely different strategy, and this is where it gets really interesting. Because most people fail not due to lack of effort, but because they're using the wrong strategy for the phase they're in. This is the hardest part, not financially, psychologically. Because at this stage, every dollar feels like it's already spoken for. Here's the rule for this phase. You are not trying to build wealth. You are trying to create control. That's it. Now you might be thinking, okay, but I barely have anything left to save. Exactly. So instead of focusing on saving more, focus on stopping the leaks. The $10 leak problem. Let's say you spend $10 per day on unnecessary stuff. That's $300 per month. That's $3,600 per year. That's literally your first $1,000 3 times over. But here's the thing, most people don't feel $10 leaving their account because small spending doesn't trigger pain. This is a psychological bias called spending blindness. Action step for phase 1. For the next 30 days, track every single dollar. Cut 2 to 3 unnecessary daily expenses. Save aggressively until you hit $1,000. This is your financial breathing room fund, not an investment fund, not a wealth fund. A life stops punching me in the face fund. Phase 2, $1,000 to $10,000. Now things shift. This is where discipline beats income. Here's what most people don't realize. You don't need a high income to reach $10,000. You need consistency, simple math. Let's say you save $500 per month. That's $6,000 per year. So in less than 2 years, you're at $10,000. Even at $300 per month, that's $3,600 per year. Still gets you there in under 3 years. Why most people fail here? Because they relax too early, they hit $1,000 and think, I'm good now. Then lifestyle creeps in, better food, more subscriptions, random upgrades, and suddenly progress stops. This phase is about building a money identity. You're no longer someone who struggles, you're someone who builds. Action steps, automate savings, non-negotiable. Increase income slightly, side hustle, raise, etc. Avoid lifestyle inflation. Your goal, reach $10,000 as fast as possible. Phase 3, $10,000 to $25,000. This is where most people get confused, because now saving alone isn't enough. This is where investing starts to matter. The shift. At $10,000, your money can finally start working. Let's say you invest $10,000 with an average 7% return. That's $700 per year. Not life-changing yet, but here's the key. You're now building momentum. Analogy. Think of money like a snowball. At the start, it's tiny. You're pushing it uphill. It feels pointless, but once it gets bigger, it starts rolling on its own. Action steps: start investing consistently, keep saving aggressively, focus on long-term growth. This is where patience matters most. Phase 4, $25,000 to $50,000. This is where everything changes, and honestly, this is where it finally starts to feel real. Why this phase is different? Because now your investments grow faster, your habits are solid, your confidence is higher. Let's break the math. $25,000 at 7% equals $1,750 per year. That's already more than most people save in a year. This is where it gets really interesting, because now you have savings, investments, discipline. This combination is what creates wealth acceleration. The hidden truth about $50,000. Here's what most people don't realize. $50,000 isn't just money, it's a system, because to reach it, you had to control spending, build discipline, increase income, invest consistently, and once you have that system, you can repeat it. Now, you might be thinking, I don't make enough. Look, income matters, but habits matter more in the beginning, because if you can't manage $2,000 per month, you won't magically manage $5,000 per month. Or maybe you're thinking, this will take too long. Yes, it will, but the alternative? Staying stuck for the next 5 to 10 years. The journey from $0 to $50,000 isn't about money. It's about who you become, because the person who can build $50,000 can build $100,000, $500,000, $1 million. So if you're at zero right now, good, because now you know the blueprint. And more importantly, you know that it's not about being lucky, it's about being consistent. Start with $1,000, then $10,000, then keep going, because one day you're going to look back and realize this was the moment everything changed. If this helped you understand money on a deeper level, hit subscribe and stick around, because this channel is all about building real wealth the smart way. And I'll see you in the next one.